plan to remove seating in downtown Saskatoon benched. The reason behind City Council's decision. Healthcare concerns. A Saskatoon family shares their story of hallway medicine. And Saskatoon Salsa's its way through the summer.
This is CTV News with Chantel Saunders.
Good evening. We begin tonight with a decision that may not sit well with some in the downtown core. City Council has decided against removing several benches that were flagged as safety issues. Keenan Sorokon explains.
More than 24 benches in downtown Saskatoon aren't going anywhere, at least not for now. On Wednesday, a city committee voted to defer removing benches seen as hazardous and filthy until next September.
They're covered in graffiti, vulgarity, tagging, and they've been urinated on, defecated on, vomited on, and bled on.
Downtown Saskatoon requested the city remove 25 of 34 benches it found to be old and beyond repair that have now become gathering places for people to sleep on or openly use drugs.
It's not safe, and the sirens that we hear downtown, a lot of them are going to these locations that we have highlighted as well.
But councillors took a look at the larger picture, feeling removing benches does little to address the root problem. It only moves people to a different place. And what about shoppers looking to rest or people waiting for the bus?
Council really had some concerns about removing a public amenity when we know that the issue was larger than that.
But business owners say removing the benches was never meant to solve any larger issues.
But that different place might be to the places that have been set up for people to be safe and to be cared for.
City administration will also look at creating a direct line or online portal for businesses to report issues as they happen.
I think we need to have more of an accountability piece so that if I'm a business owner and I call our hotline that hopefully we can get set up, that I know they're coming.
As Wheelwright and other business owners wait another year to see if these benches will be removed or not, she says a lot of activity on these benches is illegal. And if it's allowed to continue, then why would anyone stop doing it? Keenan Sorokon, CTV News, Saskatoon.
A Saskatoon man is raising concern about health care in our city after he says his father spent nearly 5 days in a hospital hallway. CTV's Stacey Hine has more on the man's experience and the calls for change.
When I arrived to see him, it broke my heart. My dad was in the middle of chaos.
Mark Shylock says last week his 88-year-old father spent nearly 5 days receiving care in the emergency room hallway at St. Paul's Hospital because no rooms were available.
He stated he felt like he was in storage and in the way.
Shylock says his father had no privacy, with bright lights, constant movement around him, and no call button to reach healthcare workers.
When you would come to visit him, he would have this really bewildered and scared look on his face. After day one, I could tell he hadn't slept.
He says his father, who is in the early stages of Alzheimer's disease, was taken to hospital after an injury. Shylock says the busy, unfamiliar surroundings were especially hard on him.
Bad enough you're in the hospital, but when there's constant change and chaos, I'm sure it was quite terrifying.
NDP leader Carla Beck says hallway healthcare has been an ongoing issue and is calling on the provincial government to find a solution.
You have had healthcare workers, you have had the opposition, you have had professionals, you have had communities come forward and say these are some of the solutions, but you have a government that simply has not been interested in actually doing the hard work of finding solutions.
In a statement, the Saskatchewan Health Authority says Saskatoon hospitals have been experiencing higher than average capacity levels at the start of summer, but those pressures have reduced moving into August. It adds it's taking immediate action to address capacity pressures by expanding acute care capacity and improving flow through Saskatoon hospitals. Meanwhile, Shylock says he wants to see change so no other family has to go through a similar situation. Stacey Hine, CTV News, Saskatoon.
A man working at a construction site in the Meadows area of Saskatoon has died after being injured this afternoon. Saskatoon police say officers were called to the construction site in the 3000 block of Meadows Parkway at about 2 o'clock, where the man had been struck by a piece of heavy equipment. The 41-year-old died at the scene. Occupational Health and Safety are investigating along with Saskatoon police. A man has been sent to hospital with serious injuries following a crash on the city's north end. An SUV and a half-ton truck collided at Highway 11 and 71st Street East shortly after 8 o'clock this morning. Firefighters had to use the jaws of life to free the driver of the SUV. Crews also helped to remove the driver of the truck, who was taken by paramedics to hospital with serious injuries. There is no word on what contributed to the crash. Traffic was reduced in the area while emergency crews were working at the scene. Saskatoon police have released a photo of a man wanted in connection to vandalism at a Saskatoon synagogue over the weekend. SPS says this image was taken from video surveillance recorded on Saturday at about 11:30 outside the congregation Agudas Israel on McKinnon Avenue South. A man carrying a carton of eggs threw them at the building and several vehicles in the parking lot. The synagogue's rabbi said the attack happened during a Shabbat prayer service and says while the eggs can be cleaned up, he worries what could be next. Anyone who knows anything about the person in the photo or who had dark hair and a beard and was wearing a T-shirt with the word boo and a ghost on it is asked to contact police. Prince Albert police say a man's death this week is not criminal in nature. Emergency crews were called to Cook Drive at about 10:30 on Monday morning. A 46-year-old man was pronounced dead at the scene by paramedics. An autopsy performed today found foul play was not a factor in his death. Saskatoon transit drivers are raising concern tonight about broken air conditioning on buses. And as CTV's Laura Woodward reports, the city says it's working on fixing the problem.
Broken air conditioning on some city buses has left drivers struggling through the summer heat.
Got ice water, they got towels, they got stuff to bring with them to keep them cool. But you can only do that for so long because you're in these buses from anywhere from 8 to 10 hours or more a day. And it's like sitting in an oven, right? Like it's the big glass windows on each side of you. And it just gets hotter and hotter, and it's starting to wear our people out.
The city says complaints about broken air conditioning from staff and riders prompted a review.
We conducted a bit of a review to see things, and the situation was bigger than we had originally anticipated.
The city says air conditioning isn't working properly on about half of its bus fleet. Quote, some air conditioning units require repair, while others may not cool as effectively during periods of extreme heat. The city says its mechanics are prioritizing air conditioning repairs, while outside vendors are being brought in to provide more help. Buses are also being swapped out during shifts to get as many air-conditioned ones on the road as possible. But Peterson says these are just quick fixes. He wants a long-term maintenance plan in place before the next stretch of heat.
Our intent right now is to do things that we can do to make it as comfortable as possible, provide relief where needed for our staff, and change buses out where applicable.
Laura Woodward, CTV News, Saskatoon.
Well, Jeff, we are seeing a little bit of a cool down.
A little bit of a cool down, and along with the cool down, Chantel, some big winds are on the way. Some places may see wind gusts up to 80 kilometers an hour as we make our way into Thursday. But we are keeping our eye on this system moving in out of Alberta. Low pressure area, it's sliding across northern Saskatchewan, but it's got a fairly tight, conical action on it, and it's really sort of slashing through with this trailing trough through parts of Saskatchewan. And with that, the possibility of rain is definitely there, but the bulk of the precipitation is going to be in northern Saskatchewan. Some places could see 20 millimeters of rain. We'll tell you where later on.
A recent decision by the Saskatchewan Veterinary Medical Association has put a stop to a temporary vet clinic. For the last 11 years, the Canine Rescue Project has visited the Sturgeon Lake First Nation to provide care to animals in the community. But the SVMA recently denied approval for the upcoming clinic, adding the community is within 150 kilometers of an existing veterinary clinic. Community members and the Canine Rescue Project say the temporary clinic is needed to make neutering and spaying services more accessible, as some community members can't take their pets to the nearest clinic in Prince Albert.
It is frustrating, and especially because there was no communication. And when we submitted an appeal, the appeal was supported by letters from Sturgeon Lake, from veterinary clinics in the area that not only supported the clinic, but also said that they just don't have the capacity to absorb the patient caseload that we would have seen in a 3-day weekend. And it was still denied.
CTV has reached out to the SVMA for a response, but did not hear back in time for broadcast. The PWHL Championship Walter Cup made a stop in Prince Albert today. Jasmine Pelche reports on the fan response and the player who brought it home.
We brought our jerseys.
Oh, those look really cool. PWHL champion Caitlin Willoughby brought the Walter Cup home to Prince Albert for a meet and greet with fans at Art Hauser Center.
This could be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, so I wanted to make sure that I brought it back to my community and had some time available for them to, share it with me.
The Montreal Victoire forward helped take home the cup after defeating the Ottawa Charge in the league's first all-Canadian final. And now the trophy is making its rounds as each player gets her day with the cup. Willoughby will return to Montreal next season as she recently signed a 2-year contract with the Victoire.
Oh, so exciting. I couldn't have been more happy to sign back with Montreal. Coming back to a championship team, I think it's really special, and with all the expansions that were happening, I think to be landing back at that same team it was my end goal, and I got there, so I'm really happy.
The lineup went out the door, and Willoughby met with fans for 2 full hours.
It's just cool because I had to quit hockey because of a knee injury, and it's just cool to see that she got to win a cup.
The young hockey players in attendance were excited to meet a professional.
That she's a famous hockey player, and the cup is rare to win.
Willoughby told reporters her message for young athletes is to keep having fun because that's what sport is all about. Jasmine Pelche, CTV News, Prince Albert.
A Saskatoon summer tradition has returned to River Landing. As Carla Shinkarek shows us, people who take part in this seasonal salsa aren't missing a beat.
Here on the banks of the South Saskatchewan River, the music plays and the dance floor fills up. For the past 17 years, a group of dedicated organizers has turned River Landing into an outdoor dance floor.
Somebody told me, a guy named Aris, that the electricity was on down here. So I brought the speaker down here. We had a few people, and then we had a few more.
What began as a simple idea to bring people together through music has grown into a thriving free nonprofit event. Local DJs donate the equipment, and some spectators even just come to watch.
Most of the experienced dancers here are willing to spend a song or two helping a beginner get the basic steps.
For Rana Mustafa, the event has become much more than a place to dance. After fleeing Syria and starting a new life in Saskatoon, she says she felt alone. Finding this community gave her a sense of belonging.
I had so much trauma because of the war, and every time I come here, I say to Keith and the others that it's kind of a therapy session for me. I love it.
For many, this has become a summer tradition every Monday and Wednesday night.
Good vibes, good music, great DJs who volunteer a lot of their time. It's come out as a family event. People bring their kids.
The group has a Facebook page, but it's word of mouth that has also helped the numbers grow.
I've convinced some people to come down here, and they're trying to learn. And it just makes things fun and wonderful. And we get lots of people just watching us, people walking by.
Dancing is the name of the game here, but organizers say it's really about building connections.
So many people that have said that this is, such a joyous experience for them. We've had people stop by here from other cities, and they're, amazed.
The good times here run May through October.
If you just look around, there's just nothing but happy faces.
Carla Shinkarek, CTV News, Saskatoon.
An historic train engine in Saskatchewan has been restored to recognize one city's rich heritage of coal mining. Sierra D'Souza Butts shows us how one locomotive shaped Saskatchewan's role in the coal mining industry and its significance to people in Estevan.
This locomotive loaded coal cars for Brandon, Manitoba in the wintertime.
Kevin Toombs says he remembers when his father used to conduct a locomotive from Estevan to Brandon for 20 years.
He enjoyed the train. He treated it like his baby. He would polish it up all the time, and he really took pride in his work, what he did.
The powered rail vehicle first came to Estevan in 1960 and operated until 1993. Toombs' dad took over after its first driver, John Michel, retired. For generations, Toombs' family has been working in the coal mining industry, saying the train engine brings great sentiment.
It means a lot, got me started in mining. He was always proud that I got hired as a coal miner. He always said I wouldn't be rich being a coal miner, but make an honest living, and that was good enough for me.
In recognition of the city's coal mining heritage, a locomotive has undergone a $50,000 restoration, being sandblasted and repainted, expanding the train's lifespan for another 20 years.
We did a lot of fundraising like during this season here, like in the summer, but all year too. We did a couple in the winter as well. We had a lot of community support through donations and some sponsorships.
The project is part of the museum's heritage mining display, educating locals and visitors on how many families rely on the industry.
That's our main industry, coal mining and power, oil. So we want that to look nice for future generations for sure. And a lot of the families maybe have a connection to this train, so we want it to be, look nice for them.
The museum is already working on its next attraction that will showcase the rich mining history in Estevan and area. Sierra D'Souza Butts, CTV News, Estevan.
Still to come, remembering a long-serving Canadian journalist. A look back at the life and legacy of Lloyd Robertson. You're watching CTV News live from downtown Saskatoon. Thanks for staying with us tonight. Tributes are pouring in for Lloyd Robertson. CTV's former chief anchor died last night at the age of 92. As Jean-Pierre Boschman reports, he was known as much for his commanding voice on the air as he was for his warmth and kindness.
So that's the kind of day it's been on this.
On the day he signed off for the last time, Lloyd Robertson joked he was about to be yesterday's news.
We made it, Harvey.
Reaction to his passing, though, has proven his legacy to be a front-page story.
I think people trusted him. I think he was a really special journalist.
I'm Lloyd Robertson. We'll see how the world came to Canada.
His authoritative voice was a landmark of the Canadian broadcast landscape for over 6 decades.
He was a true gentleman, a real newsman. He loved scoops.
The boy from Stratford, Ontario, who worked at the local radio station, eventually knocked on the CBC's door.
I was hired by the CBC. My voice got me through.
We interrupt this program. He said he fully understood his role in 1963 with the Kennedy assassination.
I felt that I was now involved in something that really mattered to people. Television news.
Good evening.
Robertson worked his way to the CBC's flagship news show, The National.
When I did my first news special as a reporter with Lloyd in 1970, he took a lot of time and trouble ensuring that I was comfortable in doing what I was doing.
Robertson is leaving the CBC after 22 years.
He signed on to CTV in 1976. Former Prime Minister Jean Chrétien said today that Robertson had a rare talent, explaining complicated events to Canadians.
Tonight, face-to-face with...
He retired from the evening news in 2011 and proved in 2018 that you can't take the news out of a news anchor.
And I was able to walk away from this.
That's him reporting live on his own car accident.
He had no ego. He was first class. Everyone loved being around him. And he just really made everyone feel special.
But Robertson often said the greatest honor of his life was to chronicle the times, the events that marked Canada and the world for so long.
And that's the kind of day it's been.
Geneviève Beauchemin, CTV News.
To BC now, where almost half of the province's 116 wildfires are classified as out of control. Provincial officials say the situation is changing hourly, and they're urging the public to stay prepared.
We've never seen fuel dryness the way we are seeing it right now. And then when you put 85 to 100 kilometer winds on top of that, it is an explosive and extremely dangerous situation in BC.
The province says there are roughly 7,300 properties under evacuation orders and another 3,800 on evacuation alert. One of the areas that's been ravaged by fires this season is the Okanagan. The Bradley Creek wildfire ripped through a lakeside community near Vernon over the weekend, whipped up by strong winds, leaving residents with just minutes to escape. 2 years after a Calgary man died while battling the Jasper wildfire, workplace safety charges have been laid against Alberta's Ministry of Forestry and Parks. 24-year-old Morgan Kitchen was fatally struck by a tree in August of 2024. 6 charges have been laid against the provincial ministry under Alberta's Occupational Health and Safety Act. OHS alleges the province failed to ensure worker safety by not properly assessing and controlling hazards, failing to adequately train workers, and that the Alberta government failed to take reasonable steps to prevent harm, like cutting down trees or establishing a no-work zone. CTV News has reached out to Alberta's Ministry of Forestry for comment. WestJet says it has returned to normal operations following the recent work stoppage. More than 900 WestJet planes were grounded between Saturday and yesterday after its flight attendants walked off the job, but a tentative deal was eventually reached, and the airline says all scheduled flights today are operating. It is also continuing to rebook travelers whose flights were canceled. The air carrier has extended the deadline to tomorrow for customers who want to make a one-time change to their itineraries or cancel their flights with no fees. In the Middle East, the Israeli military says it began strikes in southern Lebanon today. Israel says the targeted attacks were in response to what it called a Hezbollah violation. Lebanon says 1 person was killed and 12 others were injured. The Israelis said they had issued an evacuation warning beforehand, insisting they would act against the Iranian-backed group in the area. It was the first online warning by the military for Lebanon in more than a month. A stunning moment in Australia caught on camera. A car went airborne flying into a bus. Fortunately, no one was hurt. It happened in Brisbane, where the driver swerved to avoid another vehicle, went off the median like a ramp, and ended up lodged inside a bus. The driver wasn't injured, but was treated for shock.
Hello, I'm Bev Brenna, author of a new middle grade novel called Sadie's Dragons, published by Thistledown Press. I'll be signing copies on the Thickwood Hills Studio Trail this weekend and selling artwork out of the Platt Studio, 10 to 5 each day, August 8th and 9th. So, Jeff, what's the weather going to be like?
Well, Bev, it looks like it's going to be a pretty nice weekend. We're going to concentrate on Saturday, but it's Saturday and Sunday for the Thickwood Hills Studio Trail. And you can go online, as you saw, there was the website there. Check the map because it's pretty easy to get around, but you want to check that map first. So it looks like Saturday, of course, 10 to 5 is when things happen on both days. On Saturday, we're looking at sunny skies up around the sort of in the Spiritwood area there. And we're looking at sunshine, 21 degrees. And once again, this Thickwood Hills Studio Trail, it's been around for a while, so it's back again. Art and artists, and you can find out a lot more online. 22 degrees right now in Saskatoon, 20 in Prince Albert, 21 in the Battlefords, and winds are starting to pick up. It's been a windy day and getting windier as we head into tomorrow. It'll back off a little bit tonight, but we'll talk about that later on. The almanac for Saskatoon, 22 for a high, 26 is typical for this time of year, 38 the record warm temperature, and that was in 1961, the record cold temperature, 3 degrees in 2009, and the sun is going to go down at 10 minutes before 9.
Coming up, decorative decks. A look at a popular trend popping up on porches.
Kickoff continues. Thursday on your morning, we'll get Grey Cup champion Wes Cates' thoughts ahead of a pivotal Riders matchup with Ottawa on Friday.
Okay, let's take a look through the live lens of Skycam. Not as foreboding as, or at least certainly gray as it was last night at this time. But we do have some clouds out there, a bit of haze. And as we make our way into the evening hours, it looks as though wind is going to be what we will be dealing with mostly. Let's take a look at our satellite and radar shot here. We still have this low pressure area. You can certainly see the active weather in parts of Alberta. That is going to be sliding into Saskatchewan. We'll see more of that on our future cast in a second. But we've certainly had a little bit of action down in southeastern Saskatchewan earlier today. That is moving into Manitoba now. 22 degrees in Saskatoon, 20 in Prince Albert, and 21 in the Battleford. It's breezy in all three locations. Our hot spot today, well, hot and cold spot, it's Val-Marie. Val-Marie at 28 for the hot spot and 6 as the cold spot. That happens every so often throughout the year. Val-Marie and Maple Creek do that. 19 in Lloyd-Minster, 24 in Swift Current right now, 25 in Moose Jaw, 23 in Regina, 24 in Estevan, 19 in Yorkton. In central Saskatchewan, temperatures are ranging from 18 degrees up in Waskesiu up to 24 in Kindersley. It's 20 in Meadow Lake and Wynyard and Hudson Bay, 22 in Watrous, 19 in Spiritwood. We were just talking about Spiritwood. 13 degrees right now in Stony Rapids and Collins Bay. A little warmer as we make our way southward. It gets up to 19 in La Ronge. And down south, well, look at that. Temperatures in the, well, I'll say the low to mid-20s in many locations, but 19 right now in Melville. It's 24 in Carlisle, 26 in Maple Creek. On to our future cast. Well, here's what the computer is telling us. It's showing that system sliding through in fairly quick fashion, that counterclockwise rotation around that low as you see it move through Saskatchewan, and just sort of that little bit of a scimitar of active weather slashing through parts of Saskatchewan. So it's not that doesn't have a huge wingspan, but some places like Wollaston Lake and Uranium City and Cree Lake, they may see about 5 millimeters of rain, a bit more in the La Ronge area. La Ronge not showing that on our icon right now, but we do anticipate some rain for the La Ronge area. Also for Stony Rapids and Key Lake, Buffalo Narrows, 17 tomorrow. 16 degrees for both Meadow Lake and Spiritwood under cloudy skies, mainly cloudy, and 19 for Kindersley and Rosetown. Maple Creek, 23 with sunshine, 21 with mainly sunny skies, and Swift Current, mainly cloudy skies, and Leader and Outlook with temperatures around 20 degrees. 19 in Yorkton with windy conditions, 21 in Regina, 22 in Moose Jaw, 27 in Estevan, and a lot cooler in east central Saskatchewan. Temperatures hovering around 17 degrees with rainy and windy conditions in some locations. Wind will be the big deal of the day in Melfort and Humboldt. And finally for the Battlefords, a good chance of showers tonight with a risk of a thunderstorm. The winds back off a little bit, then they increase, and then tomorrow they really pick up, particularly in the morning, backing off later in the day. So a windy morning in particular in store. And then basically temperatures hanging around 21 degrees or thereabouts for the next 6 days. A chance of showers on Sunday. Prince Albert dropping down to 12 degrees tonight, expecting some showers and a risk of a thunderstorm. Again, fairly light winds overnight, but then they start to pick up around 4 in the morning, and then it gets really windy tomorrow with wind gusts up to 80 kilometers an hour, 17 degrees. And then temperatures of around 22 degrees for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And Saskatoon's overnight temperature, 12 degrees with a slight chance of showers. The winds back off, but they pick up tomorrow. But it's going to be less windy in the afternoon, so that's a bit of a break there. 18 degrees tomorrow for a high, 22 on Friday, and pretty much that same temperature as we make our way through the weekend and into early next week, getting up to 23 on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Lotto Quebec is giving Celine Dion fans the chance to win a trip of a lifetime through its Diva in Paris lottery ticket. It's an exclusive travel package to watch the iconic singer perform live in the City of Love. The grand prize winners and their guests will be treated to a gourmet meal at the Eiffel Tower and a scenic cruise on the Seine. The prize package is valued at $25,000.
I think probably the greatest compliment you could give any of us was, we're going to make an attraction out of your movie.
A new feature advertisement, a documentary, is being released August 20th. It's called Disney World Builders. It's a behind-the-scenes look at how movies and franchises like Frozen are turned into immersive worlds across Disney parks. James Cameron, Jon Favreau, Jennifer Lee, and Jared Bush are among the filmmakers featured in the documentary, due out in August on Disney+.
Ready? Yeah, they're all watching, you know. birthday.
The Family Stone is getting a sequel. The original Christmas comedy drama starring Sarah Jessica Parker, Dermot Mulroney, Rachel McAdams, Luke Wilson, and the late Diane Keaton was released in 2005. The same writer and director is now working on a second film. In a recent interview with Entertainment Tonight, Luke Wilson said he's read the script and it's really funny.
All right, Jeff, time for Pick of the Day. I understand you have a bonus photo.
Yes, well, we have 4 today, yes, and certainly, and the bonus one is pretty sweet. Well, let's take a look and see what we've got going on to start things out. This is a pretty good bonus, too. We're going to start off with this one. This comes from Tavis. He sent this our way, but I think Ella may have taken the picture. Out on a drive with my dad near the old Dana radar base and saw a couple of moose. That is a cute picture there. From usual contributors, Pam and Brad Howe. Just a really nice close-up of a flower there out in the Humboldt Lake area. Greg Gilroy sends us this one and says, "Hi, Jeff. A serene evening in Beaver Glen Campground at Waskesiu Lake. That looks rancho relaxo." Thank you, Greg. And finally from Isaiah, yeah, there's no description, but this image speaks volumes. What a great shot of the Midway and what a great vantage point. So yes, we've got still a couple more days of the exhibition. So enjoy. And if you'd like to share an image with us, you can do so by sending it to cfqcnews@ctv.ca. Please put Pick of the Day in the subject line. That helps us sort through the emails and make sure we get your pictures to our crew of editors.
Still to come on CTV News, a household trend popping up on porches. A look at what's got people in a flap about these geese. Outdoor decorations are taking on a new life thanks to a trend that is equal parts quirky and community building. As Erica Matarash shows us, this isn't the first time porch geese have been a popular trend.
They are showing up on porches across the city, dressed for the season and turning heads.
80 geese flew in yesterday, landed. I don't know how long they'll be here, but it was exciting to get another shipment. We do have more coming again, though, in the next few weeks.
At TWB Home Decor, these geese are flying off the shelves.
It's just been a really fun trend. People love to come in and check out the geese. A lot of people had never heard of it, so it's fun to tell the story as well.
From summer fits to Halloween costumes, the trend is all about creativity.
I think this is just whimsical and fun, and we can be creative with their outfits and putting them out. And yeah, it's a really cool trend.
While it may feel new, the idea has been around for decades and even made the news back in 2003.
Val Statistician first spotted the ornamental geese while on a trip to eastern Canada. Every second home seemed to have one.
Wayne started it, how many years? 20-some years ago, and now it's caught on.
More than 20 years later, the trend is still spreading.
People walking by will always comment about the geese, what outfit they're wearing, and now that the neighbor has one on her step, it's become quite the conversation of people walking by.
Neighbors say it's a simple way to connect.
We've all kind of got into the groove, and it's kind of fun to watch the new clothes that everybody puts on their goose.
For some, it's even sparked a little bit of an obsession.
My daughter's a bit obsessed with it. She did some research about the origins of the porch goose, thought it was adorable.
And in a connected community, it has become something more.
I think it's just a cute little fun thing that we have with our neighbors, and we're a really close-knit community out here, so it's just a fun little extra that we do in our neighborhood.
A small trend that's making a big impression.
It's got some positive impact on people, and they enjoy it, and that brings me happiness.
Whether they're dressed for the season or just spreading smiles, these porch geese are proving a little whimsy can go a long way. Erica Matarash, CTV News, Regina.
When we come back, what's next for the Saskatoon Mamba? Then a surprise guest shows up at an Alberta home.
Here's what's happening in our community. SCI Sask is holding its 7th annual golf tournament on August 8th at Holiday Park Golf Course. Sponsorships and team registrations are now open. The Ramey Modern holds all ages drop-in art making workshops Saturdays and Sundays from 11 until 4. All supplies are provided. You can submit your community event by visiting our website and clicking on Community Calendar or scan the QR code on your screen. All right, here we go. Take a look at our rural forecast for tomorrow. And as you can see, a lot of 16s out there. Melfort, one of those places is going to be quite windy. It's going to start off really windy in the morning, wind gusts up to 80 kilometers an hour. And when I say it's going to back off, it's just going to sort of barely back off because the afternoon we expect the winds to be around northwest 30, gusting to 50. So it's going to be quite windy. And then, of course, we're looking at the possibility of some showers in Watrous and Wynyard. Hudson Bay also might see some showers tomorrow. Down south, well, look at this. Temperatures do get into the 20s, but not super warm. Well, maybe Coronach getting up to 27 degrees. Otherwise, temperatures at or slightly below seasonal values for many parts of the areas south of the Trans-Canada. But you get a little further north, and they're a little bit on the cool side for this time of August. And let's check in on Pierceland. Pierceland, cloudy skies tomorrow, 17 degrees. Again, winds out of the northwest, 40, gusting to 80. That's particularly a morning and early afternoon situation, but windy nonetheless. So please keep that in mind. You can keep this in mind as well. Pierceland is one of those places where internet plans of up to 1 gig are available from SaskTel.
And welcome to another edition of X's and O's with Wes Cates. The Riders coming off a pretty big victory in Edmonton against the Elks. They now get set for a rematch against the Red Blacks, who they've beaten Ottawa earlier this year. But man, a lot of players on the injury list, especially when it comes to receiving core. Keane Schaefer-Baker likely going to be out long term. Samuel Emelis still don't know. He missed last week's game. Yeah. What is your concern level with the receiving core, especially considering a lot of them are the Canadians that you need?
Yeah, Lee, kudos to the team for even getting that win with some of the injuries they were having in game and before, with Emelis getting sat down right before the game started. So it was interesting that way. I feel like I would hope Sam Emelis can go this week, considering he felt like he could have last week. They just probably held him out precautionary, but, you know, maybe work and just kind of with the Ottawa Red Blacks being a little downtrodden right now, maybe they think maybe we should try to give them another week. But it's tough right now. I mean, AJ's out. Quali Conley had a big game, had some big plays anyway, if you don't want to say it was a big game. So I think people are excited to see more of him. And then, you know, some young guys stepped up. Dale Duncan Busby starting not to be a young guy, but he, you know, had his impact on the game. Deshaun Mims got in, had a big catch. Daniel Weaves is still waiting in the wings, a fan favorite. So I think we should be able to rally the troops and get enough guys out there that are capable to obviously get by this Red Blacks team, who seems to be, they can't find a way to win right now.
As a former running back that like to run over people and also make nice cuts and get past people, what'd you think of the hurdle?
Yeah, that was impressive. I'm not going to lie. Quali Conley, that might be the play of the game. I heard like it's going around social media, and that's the type of stuff that it's trends and maybe gets him a little more looks, right? I heard John Gruden like reposted it and everything, and it was very athletic. I mean, he got spun around by a player grabbing him, but then realized he was getting a low defender, so he just kind of lifted the legs, hurdled over him, and kept his balance, got a few more yards, then got tackled later. So it was impressive, showed his athletic prowess, showed why the Riders have him on the roster, and then he was spinning and jumping the rest of the game. I kind of wanted him to calm down a bit on that. Yeah. But I think we have a great athlete in Quali Conley.
Defensively, they did a good job of kind of holding Cody Fajardo down and Rankin as well. But how are you liking this pass rush now with Robertson joining the list of defensive ends along with Evans and Vauders? You think this is a good group now they got?
For sure. Vauders has really impressed me, and I think Robertson, he like looks the part. He's like a big, thick guy, you know, 6'3". He's so stocky, he doesn't even look like he's that tall. But just coming in here and off of like less than 10 days of being around the team, to have an impact, to get a sack, to really, it looked like every time I watched him on film, it looked like he wasn't staying blocked for long. So he's definitely an athlete that comes with some NFL experience, and he's, you know, obviously knows how to train and work out, and he looked like a menace out there. So I think up front they're solid. Secondary wise, Roland Milligan Jr. is, We don't know what his status is. They've been bouncing some guys around. Tevon Campbell also might be out. So maybe we see more of Bell and some of these young guys. And, you know, sometimes guys just need a little bit to be forced into that situation to really have to step up and make plays. So I'm excited for those young guys in that sense. And, you know, next man up, as they say. It's not like they can delay the game, so they've got to figure out how this roster comes together. But I think the Riders should be okay this week.
Well, they got to make sure the Riders don't fall for this trap game. They beat Ottawa and keep things rolling. We'll see what they do, and we'll get you ready for another game next week on another edition of X's and O's.
The Saskatoon Mamba bounced back from a slow start to the season and have secured a spot in the CEBL playoffs. The Mamba will face the Winnipeg Sea Bears in the Western Conference semifinals. Saskatoon finished one game behind the Sea Bears, who won the season series 3-1. The Sea Bears will be without their leading scorer, Teddy Allen, who suffered an off-court injury. Despite having the advantage in the season series, the Sea Bears know how well the Mamba performed down the stretch.
And there was a lot of quick turnaround, new ownership, new brand. And, you know, I know the branding was a little bit hit and miss with people, but I think people have settled into the Mamba and the new colors, and they have reason to. This is a team that is starting to put it together. Isaiah Fox is a nominee for Coach of the Year. He's going to get some Coach of the Year votes for what he's done with this team.
The Saskatoon Mamba head to Winnipeg to take on the Sea Bears tomorrow night at 6:30. Shopify shares shot up today after the company shared its earnings. Morella Fernandez has more.
Analysts say Shopify had monster growth in its latest quarter. The shares ended the day up over 15% after the release of earnings. Shopify reported about $3.6 billion U.S. in revenue, 34% better year over year. Shopify provides businesses with an online platform and takes a cut of sales. The Ottawa-based firm says customer traffic and orders driven by AI tripled in its latest quarter. Here are the closing numbers for the day. The Canadian dollar's up to 71.37 U.S. West Texas Intermediate is down to 75.22 U.S. a barrel. Western Canadian Select down over $7 to 59.29. And the TSX shot up 344 points today to a record close above 36,000 points. Those are your business headlines. I'm Morella Fernandez.
On Saskatchewan markets, Cameco finished the day today at 132.20 and Nutrien was down 33 cents. Coming up, police eye a prime suspect up a pole. Then an Alberta family and their strange garage guest.
Select Hair Service is brought to you by Sage, the beauty bar.
We've got another great night of entertainment coming up tonight, right here on CTV. Well, police in Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario had an unusual suspect outside their station recently. A black bear climbed up a utility pole in front of their building. With nowhere else to go, the bear eventually surrendered and made its way back down. Officers watched from a safe distance and then gave it a police escort off the property and directed it back toward the woods. So
that's good.
At least the bear's safe.
Yes, exactly. Happy ending. Everybody was patient with the critter, and there you go.
Yeah. I think you'll like this next story. A family north of Calgary got quite the unusual garage guest recently. The Ratzlaffs in Airdrie discovered this marmot in their garage last week. They think the animal was a stowaway that hitched a ride on their vehicle following a trip back from Kananaskis. When the critter was discovered, they actually opened the garage door and let it escape. But after strolling through the community, it actually made its way back to the Ratzlaffs' garage, which happened to be open because they were outside doing some yard work. The family has since had a local wildlife rehabilitation group come out to take the furry creature, but maybe he just wanted to come back and be part of the family.
Well, maybe, exactly. It's the start of it's an unknown Farley Mowat book.
Yeah.
Marmot in the family.
What a strange story.
I know. Well, hitching a ride.
Yeah.
Sing it. Come on. I know you love that song.
I don't know the words.
Last day of the X tomorrow. We've got ourselves some windy conditions, so be careful out there, but still enjoy the exhibition.
Look at that wind.
I know.
Oh my.
Way to go, W.O. Mitchell.
Thanks for watching.